Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be telling you what is on my TBR for BookTube-A-Thon. BookTube-A-Thon is a one-week read-along. It's taking place from August 3rd to August 9th, and it basically is just to encourage everyone to read as much as they possibly can and maybe complete some books from their TBR that they weren't planning on picking up soon, but they'll just make extra reading time and kind of bang them out. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. This is actually the first readathon that I'm taking place in as part of the BookTube sphere, and I'm very excited about it. So I'm gonna start telling you what I'm gonna read. So as part of BookTube-A-Thon, there are some mini challenges that you can complete. You don't have to follow them, but I'm going to try to because I think that it's fun, and it got me to pick some things that I've been meaning to pick up. The first challenge is to read a book with blue on the cover, and for that I'm going to be reading The Selection by Kira Cass. I've been wanting to read this for so long. I really have no idea why I haven't gotten to it yet. I've heard I'll say good things about it. I've heard that it's a really fun story to read. It's not necessarily like the best series, but it's fun, and that's what's important. And it's a short book, so I'm definitely going to be able to read this one quickly. The next challenge is to read a book by an author who shares the same first letter of their last name as you do. So for that, I'm going to be reading The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. This is one of the books that I had in my video that I posted earlier this year about the top 5 series that I want to start by the end of the year. So I figured that by reading this, I would be able to knock 2 things off of my TBR at one time. I'll link that video down below or here if I remember to do that. So you can watch that too if you feel so inclined. I really like Jenny Han's writing, and again, this is another really short read. I feel like contemporaries are always shorter, so there's a lot of that on my list for this week. Next is to read someone else's favorite book, and for this isn't necessarily someone else's favorite book, but a lot of people's favorite author is Gail Forman, and I read the first book, If I Stay, a year or 2 ago now, and I enjoyed it, and I've been really meaning to read Where She Went, but I just haven't gotten to it yet, so I thought that this would be a good time. I actually have almost bought this book so many times because I forget that I own it, because I'm like, if I owned it then I would have read it already, but luckily I added it to my Goodreads shelf so that I know that I have it and I don't accidentally buy multiple copies of it. But I think that this sort of fulfills that challenge because there are so many people that are just obsessed with Gail Forman, so I'm looking forward to finding out the rest of Mia's story. The next challenge is to read the last book that you acquired, and for this it's actually a book that I haven't received in the mail yet, but it should be here tomorrow or the next day, which is definitely in time for the challenge, and that is Witches Volume 1 by Scott Snyder and Jock, who's the artist. That is a graphic novel series, and it's supposed to be very, very creepy. It's put out by Image Comics, and it's supposed to bring witches back to their roots of being scary and terrifying. So I think that that's just going to be really good. Scott Snyder is an amazing horror writer, and I'm really looking forward to reading that. I read the first issue of it when it was first released, but I got sidetracked and I didn't get to continue on, so now I'll be able to binge read the first 5 or 6, however many they decided to include in this first volume. And it was only $4.88 on Amazon, so the second that I saw it, I was just like, oh, bye, and then I knew that that was perfect for this challenge. Next is to finish a book without letting go of it, and for this book I'm going to choose Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. I've heard a lot of other booktubers talk about this. I actually was sent this by Simon & Schuster before it even came out, and I just haven't gotten to it yet because it was while I was moving and I was just really busy, but I want to change that, so I'm looking forward to reading this. This is also supposed to be creepier, so I don't know what I'm doing to myself. I'm probably going to be awake and having nightmares all week, but hopefully the other books will make me feel better and I just won't read these before I'm going to sleep. Challenge 6 is to read a book that you really want to read, and I would really like to read Sword Art Online Ironclad, which is the second volume of the Sword Art Online series. These are light novels, so they're not manga, it's not totally full of pictures, but there are some illustrations here and there. Like, there's not even one per chapter, but it is a shorter book and a quicker read. I loved the first one. I loved the anime, and there's going to be like a ton of the light novels, so I want to just, you know, keep going, keep getting into the series and catch up to what it's up to now so that I can read the next one when it comes out. And the last challenge is to read 7 books, which is kind of like an overall total. So what I've shown so far would be 6 books. And for my 7th book, I am planning on reading Perfect by Sarah Shepard, which is the 3rd book in the Pretty Little Liars series. I'm just about finished with the 2nd book, and I just read these so quickly. I said that very strangely. I just read these so quickly because they're so short and they're just so addicting. Like, I love the series, the television series at least. The books are actually very different, so they've been keeping me very entertained and intrigued, and I definitely want to just continue reading them and seeing where it goes as opposed to where the TV show is going. And I just really need some answers because I have to know who A is, and I feel like it's time that everybody lets me know so that I can just be free and have time to do other things instead of being invested in this, because it's been years now and like I just need to know who A is. So let me know if you can commiserate with that. So those are all of the books that I'm planning to read during the BookTube-A-Thon. I'm not sure if I am supposed to do update videos every day, but I will find out about that as they continue posting news about it. You can go and check out the BookTube-A-Thon channel. Just search like BookTube-A-Thon, or actually no, I can just leave it down below for you to find it much easier. And they will just constantly be showing different updates. There are different people that are going to be hosting every day. Just like it's going to be a really fun event, and I'm really excited to be taking part in it this year. And also, they are offering 10% off a list of 100 books from the Book Depository if you use the coupon code BookTube-A-Thon. Yeah, I think it's just BookTube-A-Thon, but again, I'll also leave that down below. So there's going to be lots of information for you to check out down there. And I would love to know if you are joining in on the BookTube-A-Thon for this year. And if so, what do you have on your TBR? And maybe we can help like keep each other motivated throughout the week, because this is going to be a lot of reading, but it'll be really fun. And I know I'm going to be really excited to have 7 books under my belt just during the first week of August. Like, that sounds fantastic to me. So let me know what you're reading, and I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye!